Look at the Bank of Canada. They just raised their lending. Nobody will own any houses, so it'll be all landlord class. So the communist boy here, I'm not a commie, but he was right. They're the maggots and the parasites of the real estate racket. They can profiting and not working, and other people can't get ahead. So I'm sort of an egalitarian. So I just thought this. There's a lot of young people that are going to be leaving here. This freaking place will be crash. It'll crash anyways. What do we do? Let it crash or build it up? So here's my take. Work together, form a class action lawsuit against realtors that are house flipping because the government won't do anything. You elected Doug Ford, that's all right. But we can do something. This is a little Georgian Bay has to have a class action lawsuit to cut down this global housing market because he wouldn't do anything. He put 15% tax on Dougie. Well, Doug, you keep on making mistakes. I know you're trying to get in power, and we all do this. I'm not hating you, man. But I'll tell you something. We got to do something because these kids won't have a place to live. Lawsuit. I'll get the rat bastards from Alberta. They hate Ontario, and we'll sue every damn realtor around here that's selling off at higher than market price. There's people here that are going to lose on equity that have spent millions from Toronto. So I'm sure I can make a contingency fund of a class action major lawsuit for house flippers and crooks. There's a few of you on here, and you're putting your picture up there. We got you down as marked and who we sue. And you want a house flip up here, we'll get you. And we'll sue you right out of the thing before you go up that 13 steps to the gallows and fall down. Because that's where you're going. Because this is going to crash. And you keep on house flipping, and you think you think people shouldn't own houses. Well, you got legal laws on tenant acts, and they'll just trash them. So we might as well give up, guys. Give up. We're going to close you down, house flippers. I am making an entrepreneurial plan with young entrepreneurs of Ontario to work with me in a class action lawsuit is one thing. This place will clash. The equity will go out. They're going to have to minimalize. They're going to have to cut down their expenditures because you're going to crash the whole economy. Food prices are going up. Oil prices are going up. What are you going to do? It's a war on kids. All the fake news of these non-nitrate people. Oh, it's the green scam. Jesus Christ. What are you, cupcakes? I've been with Dutch farmers. They know something about nitrates. Nitrates affect groundwater. So I'm an environmental muffin? No, I'm grassroots. It costs money to put nitrates in. Well, that nitrates will go up in price because of the fossil fuel sector. Put it together, that'll go up in price. The housing market went up with stupidity. What was it? Build more houses. Well, the price of everything goes up. You're going to have nobody will be selling houses. You're not selling houses, man, are you? I go down there and nobody's going to buy anything here. She's being a friggin' ghost town. So we got to get the rats out. Lawsuit, close them down, the house flippers, and start micromanaging the real estate market before she friggin' closes. Nobody will be making money. Realtors won't. We'll just go, everybody will be going down. So we got to stop it somehow. We got the plugs pulled. Everybody's trying to get up on crypto and crap, and that's not going to work because the markets, you might hate Trudeau and you might hate Biden. You can't do anything about it. The inevitable truth is that we've got to close it off because we're at war with Russia. So what are we going to do? We got to close the market down, eh? Wake up, sunshine. We got to close the market down. Let's get a class action lawsuit on these bastards. Get them out because they're snakes. They're profiteering on the poverty of, on the rights of Canadians. I can't do much about democracy. You keep on throwing it away, but I'm going to do something about the real estate market. Once you get some housing, you can live a life and maybe come into your own what you're going to do about this stupid society right now. It's all on social media, shooting manure everywhere. You know, the real estate market's got to go down. There's not much you can use. You try to get Gigi, you got scammers in there. I've seen them. They just come in, send us the money, and we might exchange the keys. Where the hell are you? It's profiteering, scam crooks. You know, everybody's hunting around for property. There's nothing. Wow, that's good because of no economy. No economy, no housing, kids. Ontario's gone crazy. Alberta, at least they're working on building the economy and wheatland and other areas building houses. Now, what I'm thinking in the interim is these tiny houses. I can get a girl up there in Luckbridge to ship them over here. And we can get a lot of tiny house builders, but they got to come up to Ontario specs. Well, there should be a way to do that. And we should be able to get land in some kind soul. It's got maybe a couple 100 acres. Live with us. Live it to entrepreneurs and young people moving because they're packing up and leaving. They're going to Mexico. So what are we going to do? You know, we've opened up a can of worms. It's the global housing market. But we didn't put any restraints in. Doug never put I don't care if you don't like Trudeau. He was putting a restraint on. You can't just, I don't like him. Well, I don't like not putting a restraint on the real estate market. The restraint is you put 15% tax on. Oh, hell, what's that mean, man? They're making a profit. They'll take that tax and just dump into it. You know, just keep on going up and up and up and up and up. Let's do a class action lawsuit and shut them down. Or if we don't, we'll face the gallows of them going down with all of us too. Because there won't be any business in Collingwood or Blue Mountain or Georgian Bay because the market's too high. It's not just me that's losing. The people that invested money and millions are going to lose. How's that? Well, you just keep on inflating. You got bidders wars on and everything. You got to pull in the reins here on this pony. She's out of control. The bull in the china shop. And they're concerned, millionaires up here, that their property values are going, their neighbor, those units are going higher. 5 times higher, he told me. He's paid $1 million. The damn neighbors sold for it 5 times higher in 6 months. Because they're flipping houses. You know, it's all right. You're making lots of money sitting on your ass, putting it into real estate and flipping houses and money laundering. The government's trying to clean that crap up. Our police are under budgeted. We got drugs, we got opioids, we got kids sleeping in the woods. And I think I'm going to do an investigation on these shelters that aren't right, because I think these crooks are putting money into it. And it's not even sufficing, and the kids are getting mental health issues. So what do? I got to do something. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to join an entrepreneur group here and help them through, because I can't work here. Why? I'm paying $500 a month to get Wi-Fi in. I'm crosstalk with all these places, and I don't like this building. It's too big. Too many big units in it. But I can go down to the foundry and work with them and probably pay just the same amount and have work with people in there and probably get a bit of coffee and a bit of food that's going to be sustainable and pay the fees and work within the Sangha. We got to work together. I can't afford this paying $500 for cell phone and stuff and it going out the door. It's just the Wi-Fi is not kicking in. I'm going to put more pods and I can't do it. It's because there's too many units in here and box people in. I can't afford the food here because the box stores are increasing the prices. I can afford it, and I don't want to hear any green scams. The growers around here are selling cheaper, and that's the way it's going to work. And we got to get around, and we got to get the food to the people. And I'm going to work with that. Organic growers are not crooks. And there's no green scam. These are just trolls and idiots that don't know anything. They're growing food without the commodity market. The commodity market's the externality that's been screwing the whole farming system for years. Commodities are made to work for people, for farmers, but not now. The glycogens, the nitrates. Well, let's talk about nitrate. Nitrates are a synthetic fossil fuel chemical that goes on farm fields. But one thing we know, the inevitable truth is gas prices and fossil fuels are going up. Forbes is saying $200 a barrel. What are you going to do about that? Call it the green scam? Or could you just change and go into renewable agriculture and different forms like these young people are doing? Instead of calling them green scammers. That's why I went off Facebook and all this stuff. I couldn't take the green scam. All that is a bunch of people rebelling against the vaccine. Well, we're through that part. We're not wearing masks in places. Businesses are opening up. This is good. We're through it. So now it's time to work our asses off and build back up instead of going around. My husband lost his job. Well, your husband needs to get into entrepreneurship. Your husband needs to look at the gold around here. As she goes down, people come up. As the ones that are just looking at the problem will have nothing. And this is a restaurant tourist town. We need agriculture. We need farmers producing really good nutritional agriculture. We don't want to sell off the damn farmland for what? We got to have things balanced. But we can make co-ops sell food affordably. And a lot of the established local growers are doing that because they know it's the heyday of agriculture, of permaculture agriculture. And they're selling cheap. And you can go out and get the stuff. He says, well, what are you going to do with bushels of apples? Hey, we can freeze it. I can put it in my smoothies. What are you going to do with all this? Freeze it, put it away. There we're talking. And I use like this blender. That's all we need. But what are you going to do? You're going to go into those stores and it's doubling the cost. Cop comes in here, Greg. It's costing $15 for a bag of apples. Yeah, and a ship distance, officer. It's ship distance. You want to eat good apples. The area's got all sorts of apple orchards. We got a lot of great things here. Let's look around at the gold in Collingwood, Ontario, and Blue Mountains. We got apple orchards. We got some of the finest beer, but it's costing too much. Let's amalgamate it. It'll bring the price down. Amalgamate the breweries because they're all independents. That's good, and you work together, but you'll make more money amalgamating. E.B. Taylor did that. I'd like to keep the craft breweries going because it's clean, pure beer. And amalgamating it would be getting the hops in and working together, which you need to do now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We can have some of the finest restaurants in the whole of Ontario if we work this out. But we can't do anything with dissonance and working and saying, oh, I'm in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in the camp. So we need a class action to stop this housing market before she bubbles. Because Doug won't do it, so we got to do it. We've got the autonomy to do this. This is not political. This is a solution to save our butts. The housing market's gone nuts. I don't like this apartment because of the noise levels. I'd like to force a law in to regulate some sound barrier and regulate traffic flow. We let that go free, and it's gone nuts. And it's got to slow down the traffic, put more lights in, more slow turns and everything. They're going through and they got their fingers up, and the guy is just turning off. They don't even want to slow down. That's craziness. And it's all the anger from the COVID, and they're just going down. I can drive a car. What do you got? Your foot on the steering wheel and you got two fingers up as the guy's turning off? Just slow down, man. There's a lot of stupid things that went on here because it's partisan. The Liberals came up with funds for bicycle paths. Did you know that? I was watching this, but they don't like Connie, the Liberals. So they said, no, we don't want that. I sent them all the files. It was when they're putting the parkway and everything through. I sent them all the files. It says seed money for, it's liberal, it's dirty, we don't want it. Oh, that's all right. The hand that feeds you don't want it. This guy wouldn't wear a leather belt because it's not vegan. I said, I'll take it because I need a belt. Oh, see? I can get so stoically stupid when somebody's offering me something. I don't want it. It's leather. It's a dead animal. What are you going to do with it? Throw it out in the garbage and perfectly good belt that some animals died for? The middle class economy here. I don't eat much meat, but I eat a little bit of fish and chips. I eat eggs. I like eggs, but we can't have it. Chickens here. Why? Don't make coyotes. But there's a lawsuit against that. But the coyotes can be chased out with sound, but you don't want to do that. So he started a lawsuit against the community, which is he should because people are losing their dogs, cats, and pets. The coyotes are gone crazy. Where are they? Here's another bit of fiction. I talked to First Nations. They're not coy wolves. Come on. Who told that fiction? Who writes this crap? They're coyotes that bred with feral dogs, okay? The feral dogs were running around in the 1960s here. There was packs of them. It was dangerous. They finally cleaned that up, but they started breeding with coyotes. Feral dogs. Feral means domestic dogs gone wild. And there was tons of them. And they bred. Wolves won't breed with coyote. Who tells you that stuff? Fairy godmother? I know a lot about nature and animals, and they don't breed with coyote. And any First Nations person will tell you that. They're just two different damn things. Coyotes don't breed with wolves. They're enemies. While the wolves went out and raped the coyotes. I don't think so. So let's get some brains here. They're feral dogs. Put it right. Feral. They're a hybrid dog. Wolf, a coyote, but they're not wolves. I can tell you all sorts of bedtime stories about Big Bad Wolf, but they're not wolves. There's not many. There's wolves up here. There's lynx. There's bobcat. There's bobcat in the bars too. They're old girls trying to pick up young guitar players. There's lots of bobcat and cougar. Yeah, there's cougars around here, but they're two-legged types. Girls. You know the stuff. There's cougars everywhere. They're divorcees looking for a young guy to train them to be a man. Some of those guys might take it up, not good dating these young ones. No, why not, guys? Date an old girl, she might teach you something. There's some good-looking older women. Oh, yeah, man. There's some good-looking chicks out there that are older, hotties, and they got a lot of ching-ching money that made it in business. And they like young guys. They'll teach you something about intimacy with a woman who will teach you what to do, how to do it right, and you follow the directions. But that's another story. This story is snakes in the housing market. They're hedge funding. They're not hedge funding. They're buying up property and flipping it. Flip, 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 flip. Buying up real estate. And they've got a whole school here, a college. So they rent out rooms to the educated students. So that's a profit. They make money profiting because they're trying to keep their head above the storm. Well, the storm's here. We either swim, float, or we swim together, or we go right down. Everybody. Well, let them go down if they're going to do that, and let us come up. Entrepreneurs unite. Young people in Collingwood and Blue Mountains unite. We'll build businesses because this is all crashing. But to stay ahead of the game, it's not to buy big houses and buy rackets. I'll get some tiny house builders from Alberta and all over, and we'll move them up here. They can ship right across. We'll find some land, and we'll win a lawsuit against these bastards. Win a lawsuit to string out this market. This market's going to kill people, and it's going to kill a lot of people, not just the poor. It's going to kill the rich. So I'm not a guy that's siding with anybody. I'm just want to get rats out of the pack and all this money laundering and make it affordable that people can afford, or they'll pack up and leave. And there now, a lot of young couples. You can't do anything unless we do something to save this community, or she'll go ghost. She'll go ghost. We've pretty well deleted all the manufacturing around here. Yeah. We one trick pony. Can't have it. You got to have people working and making income. Yeah, you can kettle them into Collingwood, but they're going to get mad when the prices are going up. They'll go somewhere else. Like the beer prices are going way up. What are you going to do? They look at the bottles and they say, holy cow, I'm not going to come. You can kettle us through, but we'll go on. And that's what they walk on, businesses. I'm talking serious. We got a problem. We're at war. We're at friggin' war with Russia. But you're fighting against little stupid things on social media. And you're fighting against the Bill 11. C11. I think it's as weak as a pile of manure. I'd put you in jail. Your dissonance out there, I'd just lock you up. But they don't do that. I'm not so nice. I'd lock you away. I'd shut you down for revolutions, for dissonance against us when we're at war. I sound mean? Well, we're at war. War Measures Act. Just put you in jail. But no, we gave you a bit of a break there, kids. Yeah, I've seen people get breaks. Cop says you ride home with him, or eggs in the morning, and a fool never leave the country because you won't have a passport. I think it's a good deal to get a ride home with me. When I was driving taxi, cops being nice, give me a break, but you start yelling at me and say, "I got a right to drink," she says. Yeah, well, he's got scrambled eggs there for you in the morning, and then he's going to photograph you, take pictures, and you're going to be tried as a criminal offense for drinking and driving. I don't care if you're the administrative existence of the hospital. You're breaking the law. Everybody has to obey the law. Because you kill people when you're drinking and driving. You're just inflating the thing. Oh, it's only wine. Well, you're drunk. And the police officer's giving you a break. Okay? That's the way it works. Now, there's law and order. And that is a law in Canada and Ontario. And it's a very powerful law. They were used to have, 3.3? They changed the level of alcohol. If a bar serves you, they can lose their license. And she, the waitress and the waiter, can get $25,000 fine. They don't need that. There's laws on drinking and driving. That's why we have spot checks. All our bad cops Maybe. I don't think so. I've seen people dead be at the side of the road. I don't think that's bad. I don't think I should be going out raising money to bury children. I think we need a civil society. And it's always been that way. Drunk driving is not a practice. And it's damaging property and drunkenness. And, you want to go out and have a drink, go out and have a drink. Get a ride in the cab. Get some people together. One just says, I'll have a near beer. They got to provide near beer. If they don't provide near beer, I'm going to report them to the Ontario legislature, Ontario police, but there's got to be a near beer for the driver. That's the way it's going to work, or you won't have a business. And I've seen a few places that don't have any near beer. The requirement is you have to have non-alcoholic beverages for one driver. So other people can go out. And I'll report, because I go around. Be careful. Where's the near beer? I don't have it. Well, I'll report the Ontario Liquor Control Board. You have to keep near beer on, okay? Other places, we want you to go out and have a good time. Kim said, why not go for a soda? Nobody hurts. But do you want to drink soda, kids? No. You want to go out and have a good time and one designated driver, man. And there should be near beer for that driver and a responsibility. Because I don't want people killed. Like, I've seen that, man. It's not good. That's why cops get nasty. So I'm on the side of the police. I'm on the side of the bars, the restaurants. We got laws. Have a beer. Have a near beer if you're going out. And the bars should provide that for you. I'm not drinking. I'm driving. Put a little tag on it. I'm the designated driver. Here, we'll get you lots of this. It might cost you back. Well, the group should put in a little bit of money because that's the driver. That's how you do it. That's the driver. He or she's going to stay sober, get you home. This is responsible Canadian justice. What do you think? What do you think? Am I wrong? Yeah, you got to ride home on Jerome, the horse. No, you're going to drive home in a car or a van because the taxis are costing a fortune here. To get a taxi up from here to Blue Mountain, you're looking at $30, $40. You can do it, but why not just have a designated driver? Some bit of wisdom. We want people to have a good time out at the bars. He's putting more Liquor Control Act laws in, Doug, so there's going to be changes. What are we going to do? Well, have parties and they're civil and get-togethers because the bars are going to have a lot of restrictions with Doug's plans. Just got faith it's inevitable. He wants to have the temperance, so because he doesn't know what he's doing. I think people can go out and have a good time and not get too drunk and enjoy an evening out, and that's what I want. Because alcohol's got problems, and my guy was running me down for drinking. He says you sound like a drunk. I got no teeth, you stupid muck. Doug's cut the dental plan shit around here, so you can judge me as a drunk, and I got long hair, but I don't drink much. You talk to any bartender, you see I go in there and I have 2 beers. I'd like to have more, but I don't want to get drunk. I can't metabolize. I'm getting older. But I do enjoy a beer with my mates. I like talking to people. And if I have to go to a less alcohol beer, which we have, I'll go to one, to something light. Because I don't want to get too drunk. I walk everywhere. And the buses don't go all night long. They don't. They should. They should go later than 9 o'clock. So you go up the Blue Mountain, you got to walk back. It's just, you take the trail at the Coyotes. That's what the hell. I've done it, but it's not my forte. And I haven't got the money lately, so I'm going to have to work because the family took me down in the housing market racket. Oh, they said, Greg, I got to steal the money on you. Why? Because the housing market's so high. Oh, okay. So you just robbed me from of millions. So I'm trying to get a malpractice on you. Well, I haven't got any money. What am I going to do? I'm going to work with entrepreneurs and help. I'm going to help the kids get ahead. I got 30,000 connections across the globe. Cheer on, kids. We're going to get things going. You're going to make money in calling. We're going to get material, good stuff in. This guy comes in, I want $33,000 for samples. Now you can give them to me. No, sir. Well, then you can go bugger right off because we're in an economic doom right now. You can bugger right off. And I told him, well, that's not very polite. That's all right. Go bugger off. Because if you don't do samples, I'm not paying $3,000 for samples. That might be garbage. Because I mean, looking at some stuff and they're garbage. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm crazy to pay samples for saddles I haven't seen? You know, do you think I'm as crazy? You're going to send them in from India for $3,000. What? How much? How many saddles are you going to send me for samples? I said, get lost. You know, here's the way it works. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's the way it always was. And when we were down on our luck, you'll never make a sale here asking $3,000 for a bunch of freaking saddles, guy. You might be from India or Pakistan, but nobody trusts them because they're always on the phone calling. You got to build your reputation of good faith. If you don't, nobody wants to do business with you. We're in a hell of a situation with our housing market. If somebody opened a can of worms up, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get partisan, but that's what we're in. The inevitable truth is this housing market's inflated. Globalization's gone nuts. And it's just hedge funding, flipping, and crookering. And it's money market, and it's dirty money. It's laundered. And what are we going to do? It's going to hurt everybody. Think about it. It's going to hurt everybody. You can sit here and say, oh, it's a problem. Well, I can sit here and say it's time to do something about it. Class action lawsuits, shut them down, get them out. We haven't got a government's backbone to do anything. So we got to be the backbone because we got an anomaly. We run this area. We start doing it. Landowners and house owners and real estate have to do something because your property will be worth manure. That's the first thing we do. I look at this apartment, I have to clean it up. I got to start some small little area. If you don't agree with me, tell me where I'm wrong. We got to do a class action lawsuit on this house flipping. We can't have a landlord class. We got to have houses and we got to have land and grow food. And I don't give a rat's butt about these fake news on glycogens, nitrates. Nitrates don't do any good. That's what's causing money. The markets are going to go up. The nitrates will go up. And you just keep on this green scam all the time. There's ways to do agriculture, and maybe the University of Guelph will give you free lessons on nitrates, not using nitrates, but using a green permaculture or something. But you're all getting crazy. You know, even the tractors, they're going to go out. Why? Well, we can't afford the fuel prices. We got to go to a biofuel, so you're going to have to create a crop. A biocrop, or you can use Tim Hortons, man. Do you know that? The Toronto Metros buses were gonna run on that, but somebody put a rock in there on biofuel. Coffee makes biofuel. But I know team horses. We can raise draft teams. We can do small scale farming. You don't need too much machinery. Because the fuel prices are going up. We're at 120 a barrel, probably higher. Should go to 200 with this war on. So we could say the communists, capitalists, everything. That's not going to do us any good. What we got to do is not get partisan, not get stupid, and start doing something about it. This is a crisis. We're at war, I guess. Might not seem like it, but if the missiles come, because we're all divided up, arguing and doing stupid things, trying to attack each other, it's not going to make a sense of who. What do you think? What do you think? Because I'll tell you, I could be a stupid old bastard, but I don't think I'm that stupid. I've lived through all sorts of crap, and I've never seen so much manure as this fighting. And it's all created by social media stupidity and cupcakes everywhere. You know, I don't like cupcakes, so I just kill for cupcake. I just, all these cupcake influencers, they're making profits on shooting manure. You know, I used to shovel a lot of manure, but I never made money like that. I used to use a shovel, rake, and a shovel, and I separated the manure from the dirty stall. And I put it in a wheelbarrow, I threw it out of the barn, and I got all the wet straw out there, put a little bit of soft straw in there. There's a bit of wisdom about mucking out a friggin' barn with a racehorse in it. But resources aren't worth anything, okay? We're mean people. You vegans say we're so mean. Ontario Thoroughbred Association is just so wrong. So wrong. Go walk them in the park. Go walk the horses in the park. I don't think they do that. You show me, kiddies. Show me, Miss Muffins and vegans, that you walk horses in the park. We got a horse slaughter industry. People won't even walk them in the park. They're not worth an egg if they can't use them efficiently. And it doesn't mean they're going to be murdered and beaten. We can have laws and regulations on good horsemanship, trainers' laws improve, everything. Oh, no, no, no. That's a bit in its mouth. Well, it's a brake on that car. It's called an emergency brake. Take it out. Take the brakes off the car, just let her take the regulator right out of everything. Let her flip. That's what you're talking about. You're just stupid. You don't know anything about horsemanship. I do. I've been in every sport, in equestrian sports. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wrong-haired redneck, way wild. However, I'm the Canadian version. I'm a sort of a hippie redneck. And I said cowboy, and I said, you're not the hippie with the hat, redneck. But we can't have a bunch of cupcakes screwing up the garden. You know, we can't have cupcakes everywhere going on anti-horse racing, anti-equestrian, anti-barrel racing, anti-sports horse. Oh, and then you start picking on service dogs, guide dogs. They're working. Oh, I've heard that. You poor thing, you're working. They're making them work. They don't think like people. They love making people happy. But you do it to autistic children and everything. Well, we'll give them a dirt job and let them work, slave away. They'll do it anyways because they're happy. But you wouldn't say that's wrong. No, no. Autistic and Down syndrome people are wonderful people. But you look down on them and we'll give them a piece that will go out, and then maybe they'll push carts into the store and we'll laugh at them. But you'll say that with horses and dogs and cats. See the logic here? Logic. I'm a kind man. I don't beat horses. I don't whip them. You can put good saddles, and it's all lies. It started with Stormy Ray. She came out with a film on that. And I looked at it and I said, that's manure. We're using treeless saddle cushions, and we get good saddle fit, chiropractic. And we gotta watch your weight. You know, you fat bitch, you don't ride. We'll do some groundwork. Mama, you're too fat to ride. But that kid said that. You got fired, but he was right. Come back when you ain't so friggin' fat. I've lost weight. I wasn't riding before, but I'm riding now. Yeah, you're fat. You can't ride a bicycle. You really get on one of those. You could say fat bitch. You can't ride that. It's got a weight tonnage on there of about 210 for a recumbent bike, or a lot of those bikes got a weight restriction. You could say you're a fat bitch. You can't ride it, but that's just the way it is, man. You gotta lose some shoes. So, I could be really rude and say you're a fat bitch. Get off that horse, but I'm not going to. Just go and do some liberty work. Run around. It's just not quite there yet. And you'll get in the saddle, but you can't break its back. So, what am I going to say? Be a fat bitch? No, that's rude. That's rude. You don't call a woman a fat bitch. But she's a cupcake and an influencer, so I don't care what you call her. I can't stand cupcakes and influencers trying to make a point and be stupid. Like the vegan teacher, she's a freaking what? She needs meat or some damn thing. But yeah, boys and girls, she's a wacko bitch. I know a few of them. I wouldn't date them. I'd throw it over. For a hunk of meat, I said, go eat that crap. I just don't like cupcakes and muffins and weird people. I'm a vegetarian. I start getting to the middle part. I eat eggs. You need some protein. There is bodybuilders that don't eat eggs. George the Rock. But I don't think he's a cupcake. He drops the gloves and he cleans you up if you're fighting on the ice. He doesn't go around. Blah, 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 blah. He just says, you took our center road. Yeah. Drop the gloves. Wham. And it's over, and the guys are bouncing on the bench, yo forward, and then they pick up the hockey game. That's an enforcer, but they took that out, man, because it's so mean. Yeah. So now you can just a cupcake everything and just hit him and do a back check and hit him back, and you just opened up the whole thing. Forcer had a good job. Donnie, you're right. Donnie Cherry. Donnie. Sock 'em or hawk 'em. Yeah, you're right. You got to take enforcers. You got an enforcer there. You just sort of like law enforcement. You sending out my forward. You sending out that. Johnny's right, because it's a rough frigging game. But Brannigan says, no, we got to change that. Well, I'm making this more boring because when you kick the crap out of the guy, the game picks up. I've always noticed that. Just a few minutes, they take their jerseys off and they're rolling around and wham, and it's settled by. No, the game can't go on. That's hockey. But it's not a muffin sport like the No Meat Eater Club of vegans and all the cupcakes and the cheesies. I'm not against you being a vegetarian or a vegan. That's your privilege. But don't go around telling people you eating meat and you're sinful, horrible person because you just pee people off. I wouldn't tell somebody that. Some people, I'm going to chunk her down. You're going to watch me. I'll get Wolfman in there and I says, how do you want it? I'll just throw him in the carcass. I got a bunch of my buddies here. Throw it on the floor and he'll just start ripping the meat out. That's a carnivore. So Wolfman and the wolves will come in and just say, and that's just meat eaters. But I can get nasty, and I'm not a meat eater. The great meat eater. I'm the big meat eater. Yes, I am. I'm the big meat eater. Pass the ham. Chop. I'm not that way. I'm a sort of greenie. But all the vegetables are going to cry now when the meat eaters get mad. And you see the game here. The meat eaters singing all the sorrows of the vegetables. You picked me. I'm screaming. What you got to do? Zealotry of all sides. Well, it's some sort of a middle path of craziness. He said, I won't wear a belt. Well, wallaby kangaroo downs. Well, the time I run them dead, Fred. There's hanging in the shed, and you can use them. Again, he's useful. He's not just dead, Fred. It might not sound too good, but you're getting garbage belts. Garbage belts. What are you gonna make them out of? What are you gonna make them out of? You're making them out of synthetic plastic and stuff, and they fall apart. Sheet metal and crap. So he says, I'm not gonna use that. That's a piece of leather. Well, saddles are made of leather. There's different forms of leather. Rat leather, maybe. We'll use rat. Because there's lots of rats around Ontario. They got rid of the rats in Alberta. So we'll use rat. Get them out of the bloody real estate market and we'll hide them. Yeah, because they're screwing everybody. So, the unity of a society is unified. Feel that everybody working together and not screwing everybody. But you think that's good? This old bastard, I told him yesterday, I'm not tell you no bastard, you're older than me, you should know better. You don't buy up property that you don't back up on people's disparities of losing houses because the friggin' government was a piece of crooks. They got no money, they're broke, so they claim the houses for back taxes. Yeah, you could leave it go, man. Profiteering idiot. There's other ways to make money, but you could figure it out. Maybe eat cucumber and shred it. They're so stupid when you get to greed. Greedy are good. I've never ate the cookie, but it gets awful fat. And when the fat bastards get bigger, they just grow and grow and grow. That's called extreme capitalism. What's capitalism? They own the means of production. Landlords are termites because they're just flipping houses. And now the kids are getting really smart. Well, I can't flip these houses. They're too expensive. So I'll flip the houses in the States. Because maybe Trump locked that down and did something right. No, you're flipping there. Popularity contests come with being rotten bastards. And they always remember you flipping houses and screwing things. So keep on doing it that way. Or you can do something like a young man with wife. Minimize your extensions and quit trying to flake because she's crashing. You don't believe the inevitable truth. She's a friggin' floating over everything. And you can't keep above it. You have to minimize. Get through, tuck her down, save money, and wait for the crash to happen. It's a global reset. Start buying gold, silver. Oh, no. The prices are high. Well, fine, the price is right. Because she's going to change awful fast. You don't believe me? So what? So be it. I've seen this. And I've never seen it so stupid because people are getting awful stupid. Information's good, but false information is going to screw you right to the butthole. And you're not going to have anything. You're going to be empty. The Great Depression's here and it's going to happen. But it doesn't have to happen. We knew what we did wrong. Now, people that are going to get ahead are going to get above this. And the way you're going to get above it is you're going to minimize your expenses. You're going to moderate and quit buying so much junk out of these box stores. This is called civil disobedience. No, it's going to make better products so you don't buy so much crap and go out in the garbage and stuff. He says that's an awful set of headphones. I buy the cheap ones and they're only half the price and they're just break. So I buy good headphones. It's just like anything. You got to buy something that's going to last. If I don't, I got to have them because I'm a musician. I buy better headphones. I don't buy junk that doesn't last. It's a waste of money. So he says, you're not eating. Oh, you got the food bank there. I use that until I get on my feet. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to pay up some rent. I'm going to cut back on this plan here and go and use the entrepreneurial hub and use the computers there. I'm not getting any speed on there. So think about it. Think about how you're going to get